Accuracy is by far the most important thing. If it's repeatable, it's gonna shoot.
Confidence is everything. You can get any bow to hit a spot. It's just hitting it over and over and over and over and over again and coming out tomorrow and doing it.
We just wanted to start from the ground up. And where we ended up was with the title.
That stable platform with the title, I noticed right away in practice. I wasn't getting the dip bangs, I wasn't getting the moving fires. Gives you just enough feedback to know exactly why you hit where you hit. And for a tournament bow, that's how I built confidence really, really fast. I was instantly more confident with it than any bow I had in my shop, in like 3 days.
We didn't want to sacrifice on the stability of the riser. We did not want to sacrifice on these limbs. And so we went down the path of a different way to look at it. I think what was pivotal was we wanted a limb angle that was very stable at full draw. And we had the opportunity this year to make it way less reflexed, almost right in line with your grip. Instantly, when we built that bow, we could tell that it was resisting your torque at full draw and is incredibly stable. You don't know your limit until you hit it, and that's exactly what we ended up doing with this whole system. We want it to survive millions and millions of cycles, but we want the performance in that lightweight, and this whole new limb arrangement was that. Not only is the axle contained in a new way and it's stable, but we got that wasted limb, which all that was right there, in a package that's way lighter, way smaller. Once we had the limb performing the way we wanted, we had goals of getting the riser in a position where the limbs were forward facing. That helps a lot on the full draw feel. It feels more stable, it resists torque, and it increases the stability at full draw. Anyways, that's where you just ran with it this year, where you knew the goals, you knew what we needed, and you developed a riser that's completely different than anything we've made in the past.
Two things we really wanted to nail was making sure we had the strengths and stability that we had in the TRX line, but make it even better. So, moving everything where everything now is in line, it's already making the whole system more stable.
We could have made it as heavy as we wanted to get the stiffness, but as you were developing it, to get it as stiff as we got it, we actually got to take material away in some key areas that didn't need it, but the goal was stiffness and stability.
But when we were designing the anchor weight, we tried multiple different positions, but what we wanted to really truly do is take that center of gravity position and move it below your hand and in front of the riser. And that's going to give you your best position for stability.
Specifically on the dynamic shot, we need this bow to be as stable as possible when that shot fires, when that arrow accelerates. And this is another added weight that will do that. And we also made it removable because we know that once somebody gets their setup, if they're shooting more of a heavy setup, they might not want it. The next big hurdle was, we said, can we make it switch weight? On the cam this size, switch weight almost doesn't fit. I mean, the amount of effort that we took. Our shooters, they're shooting multiple tournaments with multiple different rule sets. We're able to now make a switch weight cam that goes from 70 to 50 pounds in 5-pound increments that with 4 screws, a shooter can change their complete feel and draw weight and speed of that bow just with their mods. What those cams are, those are our first weighted ones. The goal is to get the weight all the way to the end. And with this brass weight, we were able to tune it perfectly to the feel that we wanted. The limbs would quiet down because of the resistance phase damping. The stability was there because of the riser, but then the cams and the weight ended up making that whole package. We knew when we developed the bridge lock stabilizer on our hunting bow last year that there's incredible benefits, mainly in the stiffness. You know, when you buy any stabilizer on the market today, it's a very expensive carbon tube, and the construction is every single one gets glued with epoxy into an aluminum cap with a small 5/16 steel stud, and that gets screwed into our bushings. And in that connection, you're giving up so much stiffness and weight in the wrong spot. The idea of bridge lock is let's use the carbon or the material for the bar where it's best. And so in our riser, you know, the main dimension that matters is on the stabilizer bushing, you get half of that diameter is the only thing holding this bar in stiffness. With a bridge lock, you get the entire width of the riser itself. And so not only can we now make in our hunting one an aluminum bar that was lighter and stiffer than most carbon bars, but we knew when we went longer, we'd have to go to a different material. Normally, to get the stiffness you have a round tube. And so in a wind scenario, that whole tube is what takes it. And a tube's pretty good at cutting wind, but again, it's a wide tube, which a lot of people call a wind bar. We're almost twice as stiff as a wind bar, but because of the cutouts that were meant for stiffness and strength, we actually got a wind benefit out of that too, because we're letting more air through that. We knew it was going to be better, but didn't realize how much better. The interleak system that we had on the hunting bow, which was very helpful on the hunting bow, but really got legs this year with the target stabilizer because of how much weight people were actually shooting on them.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and we'll have 1 ounce brass weights and then 3 ounce brass weights that snap together in an infinite way. The whole system is held together with just a single set screw.
It's never before seen. It's a brand new idea on stabilizers, and we're excited about that. Everyone else is pigeonholed into that same design, and we have infinite adjustability. Once we had the entire main parts of the system together, we had a goal offline. We want the bow to perform exactly the way it's tested. A target guy cares about stability and not moving, and that's where the match bowstring project started.
We designed these custom machines that could build an entire string by itself, wrapping, twisting, and serving. So we designed a custom equipment to handle all of those steps on one, and we could control the tension through each step.
We have the testing equipment too that could test the entire bow over and over and over again and get quick results. And that led to the best bowstring and cable system that we've ever had. I don't think it's ever been done before, and it was something huge that you found, I think really solidified the quality of the match bowstring.
I was coming up here, I knew kind of what we were going to look at, you know, a new bow. And I went home and I was like, you know what? Like, I really do think I could win with that bow.
Shooting for Matthews, Dan McCarthy.
Worst in the fate to take second.
Got it.
Smoked it. That means he judged it perfect and executed a perfect shot.
2023 Open Pro ASA Classic Champ and Shooter of the Year.